started playing started just primarily coaching.
Okay.
She doesn't have a famous, not famous, but not like a known team or Discord server.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just her name's floated around for a while.
Okay. And was did you work with Barb a lot, or was it just kind of
Yeah, that was the past team coach. I worked with her for about 3 months. So
okay, got you. And so, what have you been mainly working on with Barb? That have you feel like you've kind of cut that down, or it's still you're working on it, or what?
So, specifically Tracer with
Tracer.
Barb. She couldn't teach me a lot Genji wise because most of my flaws with Genji are kind of micro.
Mm-hmm.
And she was more on. We definitely had bigger flaws on the team than
You.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We would have a brig that wouldn't sit on their Ana and would Ajax Lucio all the time. Other concerns. So I mean, she literally told me, she said, you can scrim at the 4-3 team. I was on the 3-7 team. But she let me play 500 SR up in the 4-3 team because most of my success kind of played off of the tank success because I play really good supporting DPS.
What do you mean supporting DPS?
So I play really well with my tank usually.
Okay.
Getting used to how the tank plays, I usually adapt pretty quickly and
Okay.
play well with them, kind of really close to them. So
Okay.
my flaw was more having I had confidence problems, so I wouldn't really take duels or do anything really by myself,
okay.
which is a problem for flex DPS.
Got you. Okay. And where are you sitting on the ladder right now?
For actual ranked, I'm master 4 right now. I don't play ranked. I just started playing ranked again today, and then I'm already 3-1 back out of my placement. So I've been playing with Pinecone, so I'm gonna play more ranked now that I have people to play with. But
okay, cool. So
I solo queued up. So
is scheduling or figuring out a schedule for you going to be a challenge? Do you want to work through that at all, or do you think you can handle that yourself?
Yeah, the scheduling is easy for me.
Cool.
I'm free a lot, so even if I'm bored, I can be I'll just play some ranked games. Why not?
And I mean, what are your goals with Overwatch as well? Are you just playing to see how good you can get and how high you go? Do you have aspirations for playing on a college team, collegiate, or maybe joining a contenders team and whatnot and doing all that stuff? Or
sure, yeah. So I mean, just kind of seeing how far I can go with it. Part of it is just trying to get better at an understanding of the game, and then I want to I'm pretty good at a base level of every game I play, but not any game that I've been above average at. And I think the game that I wanted to do that in was Overwatch. I just started on that wave extremely late. I used to have really bad internet problems, so I couldn't play, but now that I moved, I'm able to play. So that's kind of what I've been doing the past few months. So just seeing how far I can go with it, and obviously trying to get better, the best I can.
So is Overwatch not your first competitive shooter, or
no. I the first so I played a lot of Counter-Strike.
Okay.
Started with Source in 2012.
Okay.
So I was 7 years old playing Counter-Strike Source.
Young gamer.
And then I really started playing. CS:GO came out, and I started playing CS:GO in 2014, and I put about 400 hours into CS:GO at 14, and then I just started playing other games. So played Counter-Strike, I played Overwatch obviously in between. I played games like Valorant. I played Fortnite when that was really popular. I was pro in that game.
Who didn't?
Yeah.
Oh, were you saying you're pro, or you actually had pro?
No, yeah, I was actually pro in that game.
That's cool.
There was a whole accusation about me about soft aim. People thought I was cheating in the whole
tell me about tell me about your Fortnite pro experience a little bit. Hold on, I'm curious about this. So what's that like?
So the pro scene is it depends for every season, but the season that I was pro in was really early around World Cup timing. That was between season, I think season 5 is when it got really serious. Anywhere between season 5 and season X, which was chapter 1.
Yeah.
And then I took a break and I came back chapter 2 season 4, which was a year and a half after, and I started playing again. And then that's when the accusations came out of nowhere because people thought that my aim, like there was like a lot of sketchy clips that I had of like me like full blooming someone. Like what that
Yeah.
means is like
Yeah, like because
bloom's
there's
a thing in that
bloom. Yeah,
game.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
So I would hit
Every
8
shot.
bullets in a row. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, or like hit crazy flick shots because I played really high sense in every game I play. So I can control that high sense really well.
Okay.
And so they'll look at the shots I hit and they're like, how did you just hit that? This guy has to be cheating.
That's kind
And
of
so like,
interesting. Yeah. Huh.
yeah, so like the minor league for like comp, because it wasn't like main. I think World Cup I made it to contenders, which was right before semifinals
Wow. So
for World Cup. Yeah.
that's interesting, man. I want to hear more about that, but I don't want to take up too much time here. Do you have any questions that you want to ask me at all about, or like the game, or just myself, or you just want to hop into it?
How long you been coaching for?
I started coaching a gold team probably like year and a half ago. I've always kind of taken a leadership role though with team bods because we haven't had coaches. So I've like been doing like coaching activities for like as long as I've been playing. So in like high tier, which has probably been like 3-ish years. I would lead team
Okay.
vods and stuff, but like taking one-on-ones and like doing stuff for like a year and a half. Nothing like no big notable teams that I really have, but Pinecone, like he's one of like our students I've worked with. Like he was like Diamond, got him like the low GM. I have like other people like Fox is another one of my students, and Photonics and some other people. So I'm pretty confident that like in my ability and stuff. But I don't know. I haven't really looked for a big like team collegiate or contenders just because like one, I don't really have like a social media presence. I don't really want to build one because that's a work, and two, I just like I don't know if I have the time for it. So
Right, yeah. I was always involved with team environment as well. I actually like made a few teams and like stuff like that. So I was never really a player. So that's like a change for me as well.
Got you. Anything else?
No, I think that's really it.
Cool. So what code are we looking over? Is it a scrim or a ranked game?
Yeah, it was the scrim tryout that
Okay,
we
scrim
the
tryout.
Hollywood one. The code is in the replay codes. The Hollywood game.
Let me pull that up in a sec. So Hollywood was the tracer, and you played Genji on attack,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
What do you feel like you're like? Do you have anything you want to like key points that like maybe you notice about yourself in that game?
Micro is probably the biggest thing.
Okay.
But not biggest thing for Genji. For Tracer, it's like a little bit of everything because my micro needs work because I can't land pulses. I'm very bad with it. I changed my bind to put like I heard my old coach told me use right click to blink. I used to use left shift. It would take off my movement.
Right click.
And then I changed ult to one of my mouse buttons.
Okay.
But the problem with that is I forget it's there, and then I like overthink it and I throw it too far.
Interesting.
Also, the struggling to take ones thing, like the confidence thing, is like I won't take a 1v1 if I have it. You pointed out with the Sojourn as well. There's like a certain spot where I could have taken the one, but I just thought I was gonna get one shot. And then there's times where I also overcommit, and I like kind of like overheat, and then I just end up dying and forgetting I have 150 HP and no recall.
Yeah. So I think honestly, so when it comes to taking ones, I think confidence is definitely a big important thing, but I think that if we could just get you a flow chart or like a little thing that like rings in your head, like this is a thing that needs to be a 1v1 thing. And anti-nade, perfect example. It's right. They're anti-naded. I need to go in, right? And there's all sorts of little things that we could pattern recognize that like, hey, we need to be going in. And so instead of it being more of like I'm scared to take this 1v1, maybe you just look at it as like this thing happened and I have this, maybe we can like do this immediately, right? You don't even have to think about it. Building patterns, because all Overwatch is just patterns. Really, it's recognizing patterns. Because like at a certain point in the game, it's like, okay, you've seen it 1,000 times. The teams have like 4 options to attack this choke. They either can dive high ground, they can rotate left side, or they can like throw a tracer behind and then dive high ground. Right? It's like it's the same shit every game. And so just recognizing those patterns is going to be like helping you in finding those 1v1s and like being more confident, because like like this is something that I'm favorable to win.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, though, so do you know what your role in this composition is really? Like, if we're looking at the top left and top right, like, what is your job in this composition?
Are you streaming, by the way?
Oh, I'm not. That's a great thing. You know, I should probably be doing that classic coach maneuver. There we are.
There we go.
So you're playing the Sig comp. They're playing the D.Va comp. What is your job versus their team?
So they have a D.Va and Genji. So they're going to be looking to dive high ground to take space. So my role is basically just to harass the backline, don't overcommit. Maybe bait out some cooldowns, like baiting out Soj Slide, or baiting out like Brig Bash on a nade sleep, and just really just being annoying, being a nuisance.
Harass backline, big one. Also, another one I would consider is, why do you want to play this left position? It's a good way to get into their backline, but what is it also really good for?
Providing cover for me in escape route.
Sure,
and also I can play with my BAP can look at me easy that way, and they're going to be playing around that choke. So if they commit into the left room, then I can circle around and pressure a different side, I guess.
Yeah. Also, I would say it denies the enemy from taking map control, right? You're denying map control. That's why Tracer is so good, is because she can just think about, like, imagine if you had a Brig that could blink around. It's like, if a Brig is sitting on this corner, you're not going to peek this corner as a solo DPS, right? Same thing with Tracer. Tracer's really good at controlling the map. A realistically very scary threat that your team would have to deal with is D.Va dives high ground with Genji, and then Sojourn swings this angle on the off angle, farms rail off your Sig, and then headshots your Ashe, or headshots your Baptiste. And if, let's say, you were marking right lane here, which I don't like as much because, you know, I've told you about, like, in mid-scrim or whatever, it's like, okay, cool, they go right side. It's like, if they do this all the way around, it's really easy for you to meet. They can loop
to cafe.
Yeah, you can just meet them here, right?
Yeah, but if I stand there, I deny cafe, I die flank on support.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if they have their own Tracer, right, my play as Tracer is I'm going to do this, right? But if you're here, I have to 1v1 you to earn this flank, right? So map control is a big thing we could be thinking about with Tracer, and that'll probably help you as well with your, I didn't realize I had no recall and blink. I'm like, yeah, you need to realize you're getting value by just controlling the map. So we'll go ahead and get started here. How's the stream, by the way? Is it a little laggy, or is it smooth?
It's good, it's good.
So this is good pressure on the D.Va. Like, yeah, you can just stay here and shoot. So, very, like, fixable problem here, but, like, you just blink past the Sojourn here, right? And, like, this is exactly what I was talking about, of, like, I understand you want to take, like, the initiative aggressive here, and, like, that's fine, but, like, just look in here just to make sure that this doesn't happen, because you ignore the Sojourn, like, you do harass the backline, but now the Sojourn just is to do this to you for free. You get chunked for your health, and, like, just look at this situation you put yourself in.
Right, yeah.
Very scary. So just a little more awareness there. I'm assuming if you knew the Sojourn was there, you wouldn't have blinked past and just dueled her, and you would have won that duel because you have Brig pack support. Good job not to burn your recall, though. A little scary. So, we need to be doing something right now. Is this the best thing we could be doing?
Harassing supports. I think I realized this in like a second.
Perfect, and you do. Right, I think you go later. Yep. Good trigger discipline there, not to burn your clip. Nice. Good. Good. Yep, just sit here and do this. This is great. This is really good. You're getting so much value right now. You played that fight perfectly. Yeah. That was like a perfect fight. And I know what you're about to do. You're about to go in with no recall and try and kill them. But, like, you know, just to give you some perspective of, like, you know, you are like, you know, maybe, I don't know, I have some DPS students who are like, I'm not killing them. I'm like, well, it's a 2v1, but, like, look at what you're doing for your team here. Like, sometimes it's just, like, perspective here. Right, I'll put it on, like, 1.52, but, like, their D.Va is just getting no help because of you.
They're honest trying to help and can't,
Yeah. It's like, and the D.Va dies, the Sojourn dies, they can't support, the Brig can't armor pack the Sojourn because the Brig's marking you, and the D.Va's...
Their comms are probably cluttered as well, saying Tracer's behind. Yeah.
Perfect, and this is really good. And then where you go wrong is I think you just go in here without recall, and it's a different fight. Yeah, good. Great fight. No complaints. This is good. Farm your ult.
Yeah.
So you say you struggle with pulse bombs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why? I don't hate this pulse bomb, honestly. I think that this pulse bomb is a good pulse bomb, but what could we maybe do to increase our pulse bomb percentages? What can we either do? What can we wait for? What can we, like, all those things?
Taking time, I guess.
Okay.
Like, because I don't have as much time on the hero, so like taking my time and like making things less complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Like trying to hit a blink and then like dash behind. Like a tracer player can probably do that, but I'm not a tracer player. So just taking my time, or
taking your time, yeah, great. That's a great one. Right, let's just line it up. Right now, if you take your time, the problem is that it gives the enemy more time to react to what you're doing. Right. So what do we need to make sure the enemy is not doing?
Looking at me.
And what would that make them not do that?
Oh, so I can blink behind the car maybe and take like a longer route?
Think more of a timing perspective. What do you need to be happening if you want to have more time for your pulse
bomb? Enemy team trying to take space onto high ground?
Sure. I'm leaning towards my team more. I want my team to be engaged. Right?
Okay.
I want them to be looking at my Sigma. I want them to be looking at my Ashe, my VAP, right? Because if you go in too early and they're all looking at you, that's bad, right? So timing with your team, right? And making sure, right, that your Sig is engaged here. Because this is a good pulse bomb opportunity. This is good timing. If it's too hard for you, you could literally just wait another couple of seconds for them to be up here, not even looking at this back choke, and they're going to be pocketing the Diva because your Sigma's engaged, right? But you go in instantly, and since, like, you know, the Sig isn't putting a lot of pressure on the tanks, or the Diva, like, your Sig just kited out, right? Now your Sig's out, now your Diva isn't taking much of attention, the supports aren't as distracted. Uh-oh. Let's see what happens here. So we go for Pulse. I mean, this is just greedy. No recall. That's really all this is.
Yeah.
Right? Like, again, map control, right? It's like, you go for a pulse, you get hit, you miss your recall. Just sit right here and do this tickle, maybe. Or just sit in this room and wait for their Diva to drop and shoot their Diva. Or if their supports rotate out to rotate, tickle them, pressure them, right? You just need to be putting pressure right now. You don't need to be committing. Like, that's a good clip, but, like, you die, you troll.
Yeah, I thought I could just one-clip her.
Like, you get lucky that your team kills the Diva at the same time as the supports peel you off because they're distracted, but, like, just, like, we didn't have a reason to go on their backline, right? They weren't low, they had cooldowns, and, like, our team wasn't engaged. And we're also playing to kill them. You're never gonna kill a 2v1 Brig Ana as Tracer without Pulse Bomb. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, you never will. By yourself, you will never do that. So, I want to go back a little. Hold on. See, so, oh my lord. Alright. So, we come back from spawn here. We get a tank pick. Let's see what we're going on here. This is good pressure. Good chase on the Ana. Maybe didn't need to dump our clipper on her in the air. I would have just probably waited for her to land just to get the easy, like, one clip here. Little micro thing. Just because, like, your damage here is negligible. Like, this track is just hard. Yeah. Right? And, like, she hit the floor half and we have to reload here. Like, if we just had a full clip, like, before we blink, she dies. She gets rally. Recall the Sode shot, that's very understandable. Good clip. Stay in the back line. Good, really good angle here. See the Ana, that's fine. Drops. Good fight. I think it was a good fight for you in the respawn. Just a little bit too greedy with your recall. On that last one. Just good, right? Farm the diva. Distract the brig. Right, good pressure, yep, just pressure. It's fine if brig forces you out. I would have just stayed in this room, I think. Because I never really want you to approach the Ana or the supports from
head on
this direction, ever.
Okay.
It just, the only reason I would want you to come from here is if you like really like need to catch up to them through here for some reason. But like even then, I just feel like this is better. I don't know. Yeah. I just feel like it's bad to come from here most of the time. There would be situations where it is, but you just make the shot too easy. And then you get your recall force, which is bad.
I just get lucky that I don't die also.
And then like, again, right, this pulse bomb, like, you just don't make it easy on yourself. Right? It's like, this brig knows exactly where you are. She's already moving to dodge your bullets, right? She has a shield, right? So it's like, that's just a mechanically difficult pulse bomb to hit. It's unfortunate you get your recall force, but... Because, I mean, like, I think if you don't get your recall forced out here, right, if you stay here, maybe your team has a slightly higher percent chance to win here, because now you have recall for this engagement, right? Let's assume you just stayed in this room, and maybe you hold these guys hostage long enough for your, like, for these guys to maybe kill a Diva or a Genji. 60 seconds. I think the fight was lost because the overclock and, what do you call it? Like, our BAP got picked, but we didn't need to get a recall forced here. So, now, we're on second point, right? It's a little bit harder for us to just play linearly, right? Because on first point, our job's really easy. It's just mark this lane, lurk backline, and if they have a tracer who goes all the way this way, mark the tracer and just don't let her get in our backline, right?
Right.
Now we're on second point, and there's a whole lot of this to go on. And you're on defense, too. And it's really hard for you to get in their backline while being in LOS support, right? So what is going to be our primary objective here as Tracer?
Well, I don't remember if we keep the SIG, but assuming we do, trying to go off, they're going to be playing the high ground, ideally. So just waiting for engagements with team and then just catching any people lacking out. They're probably going to put one person cart or two.
There it is. Cart. Yep. Cart is the big thing. Because if you were to attack this, right, there's two types of pressure, right? There's objective pressure, and then there's just kill pressure, right? Objective pressure, just like, hey, like, cart's moving, you have to stop it, or you lose, right? Or, hey, I'm going to kill you if you don't look at me, right? You can alleviate cart pressure off of your team as Tracer and allow them to have a more favorable engagement on the high ground, right? For this first point, because I think we end up holding close, you can kind of do the same idea of like lurking in this left room and just looking for backline and harassing and controlling space and denying the enemy team from staging. But overall, like, that's what we're going to be looking doing. Like, this is fine, right? Harass Sojourn. She uses slide. Uh-oh, we get stuck. Like, this is good, right? We see our SIG push up, so we control this angle. Nice. Good angle control. Blink melee. It's just a mechanical thing, like good tracking. I would have gone maybe for a blink melee here and then blink out or a recall, right?
I just didn't see my recall. I wasn't looking at my recall timer. I just saw it was down. And I didn't know how long it was.
Even
so
like,
I didn't wanna...
even if I have two blinks here, I would blink melee here. Like, I have two blinks here, I could probably blink melee and then blink out. I think you just go for the shot, which is your mistake. You shoot instead of do your thing. Good way to practice blink melee is just go to the practice range and play Tracer and just blink melee all the bots. But this is good off-angle pressure, right? Like, you're distracting Genji, the Genji uses a dash on you, you get forced out. Goes behind. So I think small little mistake here. I would not have gotten caught out by this Sojourn here because I know exactly where I want to go. Where do we want to go back to?
That same room, right?
Yeah, probably back to the same room, right? As soon as I get forced out here, I'm looking to continue my pressure in this room through either here, or just, you know, cutting off any markers here. Because I'm not, like, you look main for your engagement again, I think, if I remember. Right? Like, you're looking to take an engagement from the front as Tracer. That's a throw. Right? Never go from the front as Tracer. Just go from the side. And, like, you would have gotten forced out by the Sojourn here, right? It wouldn't have mattered. It's not like you're going to get the engagement you want, but at least, like, one, you're developing the pattern of don't engage from the front, and two, you would have seen the Sojourn and had a higher chance of at least winning this duel. You get out, though. Good way to play your life. Okay, we need to find an off angle of sorts. Just playing from main. Like, you're just playing the front line here. Frontline Tracer is bad, right? I understand this rotation here, right? You get forced out, you panic, you're like, oh shit, oh fuck. Right? Forced out. Now you're here. I understand it's going to take more time to do this, right? So that I understand you don't want to go this way. But as soon as we see this, right? Where can we take an off angle? We don't need to take a flank. We just need to take an off angle.
We could just blink lefts.
Yep, right here.
Like one blink, yeah.
This is an off angle on the D.Va. This is an off angle on the Genji. This is all you need, right? Just right here. And then we just frontline, and then we go even more frontline. Oh my lord.
Yeah, I overheat.
I think a very basic thing we could work on your Tracer is just, like, you know, we could go into blink, micro, and macro. I think we're in a lot of situations where we would maybe want one more blink. But I'm not really worried about that. I think just right now, just routing, don't play from main. It happens a little bit too much. It's enough for me to be concerned. Nice, good melee. Good kill. So, our team's playing on low ground, which is a little strange, but, we kill this Genji. Helping your Sig, this is a good angle, good cover. Nice chase. Ooh. She just kind of gaps you, honestly.
I just got shit on.
I might have pulsed this if you felt mechanically like it was good, because she jumped. Right, like she's a bunny hopper. I mean, look at this Ana, right? Like, again, identifying basic patterns that we can exploit from our enemies is just them being distracted or them jumping. Jumping targets are very easy to hit.
I wasn't sure if that was a good pulse there, like, because we had already used, I think, Rally Bob.
I'm pretty sure you've been told this before, but what is
pulse?
Pulse?
That
it's a cooldown.
Yeah,
it's literally a cooldown, right? Because sure, you can get a pulse mid-fight and get a pick. That's great, right? But, like, if I were playing Reinhardt and I could just teleport myself, like, right here, I would shatter these people. Why?
Okay. Because it's just 2 free picks.
Okay, but why do those picks matter? The fight's over.
It staggers them.
It staggers them, exactly, right? It's a free team fight win. It's like, okay, cool. A team fight probably takes 45 seconds. If I kill these 2 people right now, that's another 15 seconds off the clock, because respawns are 10 seconds, and then it's like another 20 or like 10 seconds to actually get into position. That's another team fight, right? So I wouldn't have been afraid to pulse this. You dodge sleep, and you just kind of get gapped, honestly. Like,
yeah,
that's just unfortunate. You know, like, I think maybe, like, we're making it easier on her, like, because we're technically taking this engagement from the front, just like another reason to support, like, from the front, because we never actually get behind her, right? We never actually make her do stuff. But yeah, I mean, she just hit her shots, and you didn't, so tough.
Unlucky.
Yeah. Just greeted your recall, greeted your pulse bomb. I would have just yeeted that shit if I miss whatever recall out. Uh-oh. Ooh. Okay. Get the stick here on a D.Va. That's very bold of you. Defense matrix exists.
Yeah.
And you do it from the front as well. I mean, she's just distracted by your brig, but... So you get your pick here, that's fine. Good. Don't play front line. Yes, that's good. Good. Now just pressure.
I did something ballsy, you're not gonna like.
Okay. I don't mind that.
Okay.
I think it's risky. But why do you not get punished for this?
Because they're not looking at me.
Why?
Because they're looking at our Ashe and our
Yes.
Sig.
Now, were you aware of that when you did this play?
No.
Okay, so that's a bad play, right? If you're aware of those things when you do this, good play. If you get lucky, you got lucky, right?
Yeah, I just got lucky.
So we just, like, you know, we got lucky, right? Good pressure here. But like a very simple way to make sure you get this 100% of the time is like, instead of just going up instantly, like just take a second to assess, right? This is good.
Like look, yeah,
and like you don't have to take this elevator as soon as it's available, right? You could literally just look at your Ashe and make a decision, right? Look at your BAP, make a decision. But it worked out, and you got the break, so that's good.
Yeah, this fight was all over the place. I don't even know what was going on.
Yeah, this is a little scrappy. So this is just a fight where like staggers went on because they got a pick, we got a pick, and now we're on low ground. Like this is, I think I told y'all we didn't play high ground as much as we should have on this map.
Yeah.
But I think so far, like you've done everything pretty well. Like, you know, the timing was really good, even though if it was accidental. I think going back on this high ground's good because you want to clear it, and then you see the D.Va's low. You get help from your brig, and you're just kind of looking for things to do. And then in this situation, there's kind of two things to do. There's either one, just hunt these kills, or two, see if you can get a spawn kill. But you hunt the kills, which is fine. Both of those are good options. D-Mech D.Va, and yeah. What?
Real quick, in this scenario, would it be better to go to their spawn and try to harass their team and just slow them down for my team to be able to kill the Genji and the D.Va?
I think both options are viable. Because
I'm not really going to kill Genji and D.Va unless they jump on me.
Exactly.
So that's why I was like, looking back, I was like, okay, maybe I should have just went and harassed the OC, Bray, Ana, and Brig and spawn. So,
and I think that's a great play, right? And honestly, that play is better. Actually, let me rephrase this correctly. That play is equally as good as chasing these kills, because a good D.Va or just a smarter team wouldn't drop. They would wait. They would just be like, hey, we are going to just wait for our Ana to respawn because she's right here. And for some reason, they drop, which gives you an opportunity. So you're left with two choices. One, chase the D.Va, right? Good D.Va would just stay on the high ground or like drop and boost her over here and try and get out, right? Or contest backline. And it's just both are completely valid, right? Both are completely valid. It's just what in the moment seems more right to you. Can you go chase this D.Va and demech her before the Ana respawns? Or can you not demech this D.Va before the Ana respawns? So instead, you're going to harass the Ana so the D.Va isn't in a position to engage and give your Ashe more time to respawn.
So you have to be really reactive on Tracer when it comes to like map, like macro like that, right?
Reactive, I would say yes. I'm like, it's not necessarily reactive. It's just a choice, and both of them are equal, right?
Okay.
It's what is like both of them are viable. It's what can you execute in the moment better, right? Like my brain, right? If I'm like here, right? I see D.Va 1 HP, right? I'm like, oh shit, we lost our Ashe, we lost our BAP. It's a 3v3. Their D.Va's 1 HP. The best thing I can do in this position, right here, is kill the D.Va, right? And so as soon as I get like booped off, like I am like, oh shit, like I don't know what to do here. It's really unfortunate we get booped off. I would have tried to kill this D.Va, especially because I have break help. But as soon as this D.Va boosts me off, then I'm like, okay, my brain, like, this is all slow-mo, right? The difference between like a coach and like a pro is like, it's not like we know the game that much different. It's just that they can make these decisions in real time. We can't yet. It's okay. Do I recall back to high ground and maybe try and one clip the diva with Brig armor pack? Do I want to double blink over here to get back to the elevator as quick as possible and kill this diva? Do I want to help my Sigma harass the backline and maybe confirm a pick over here, or slow down the Ana so it gives our team more time to respawn? And all those are completely viable. If you kill the diva here, then they don't have a means of engagement for what they just did, and it doesn't give their Sojourn an easy opportunity to overclock, right? But if you don't kill the diva, then you're not contesting the backline, which sucks. But if you contest the backline, right, then the diva maybe doesn't get demeched, and if you don't stall the backline long enough for your respawners to get back, because they will eventually push you out, then the diva gets to respawn and then take an engagement. So it's just, you know, what is the most logical thing you can make sense of in the moment, right? All of them are viable. It's just where you're at and what happens, what's the best play. And once you're on low ground here, like, the diva drops, the best play for you is to kill the diva right now, right? That is the best play. But the best play would have been to have not fallen off high ground, right? And then you could have done both, maybe. I think target focus on a blading Genji is a little tough, to be honest. And then, why do we die here? Can you guess?
Going in without recall.
Going without recall, sure. But that's not the. That's
and also
not
just being in front of them.
Yeah, you go in from the front, right? Going from the front. Make it easy.
Anna probably wasn't even aiming at me.
No, she probably wasn't. I bet.
Yeah, just caught a stray. She was probably aiming at Brig to heal her.
If you just make this the minor adjustment just to do this, like, even though it takes maybe 2 seconds longer, it's worth it, right? Like, we're fine. We're chasing Genji in this moment, right? Chasing kills, right? Fine, Genji's engaged.
Yeah.
I don't know, just like, I maybe wouldn't have even gone in here, honestly. I would either do two things here. I would either do one, in this moment, just let my Sig handle the front line because it's a baby diva and this Genji's blade is over, and then look to wrap around here and actually create pressure to alleviate the healing resources of the front line so our Sig can kill them easier, right? That's option number one. Or option number two, just play frontline tracer and cover right here and don't push past your tank. Just sit right here and shoot. Because it's okay for you. Yeah, it's okay for you to just shoot them from here as long as you're safe, right? You're helping your Sig out either way. It's just one way is either alleviating backline pressure or frontline pressure by contesting the backline, or the other way is just helping him win the front line. But you just can't go in front of him, right?
Okay.
Like, at that point, just consider, if you're gonna play the front line, you have to play like you're playing Soldier 76. Don't go in front of your tank, right? Okay, this is a good angle. I think that we went in too early here with stuff. They have rally up, right? Like, are you going to kill this Ana ever?
No.
No. Why?
Because she has rally and she has Brig right on top of her.
You don't even need the rally. It's just because Brig exists. Because Brig is right here, and the rally is the extra reason of you're really stupid if you engage here, right?
Yeah.
But like, the Brig is just like, no, you're not gonna kill my Ana, like, ever. Sorry, I hate to break it to you. So the best thing you can do is
my recall for no reason.
Yeah, best thing you can do is just sit right here like this. Just sit right here, poke, and then you get your recall force, and now you have to play passive. Did you mean to blink?
To blink? Yeah, I think so. Okay. I think I like...
But like, again, why is this pulse hard to hit?
Let's see. Hold on, let me watch it one more time. I'm just not close to her. I'm not
close to her? Yeah. And also, it's just like, you're kind of going from the front here because this diva's looking at you now, right?
Oh yeah, right.
Right,
whole team's flying at me now. Yeah.
We can go from the back here, right? We can be patient. If you want to hit a clutch pulse, do you know what the best play might be here?
Let me see. Wrapping around to the back and then just like, or even just waiting behind the wall. Literally just
like
waiting behind the wall.
Doing nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe just doing nothing, right? maybe let this brig just walk right here.
Yep.
And look this way. Now, the brig is going to be walking in a straight line, and you can pulse her easier. Because you don't have recall either, so like there shouldn't be a reason for you to be engaged in the double backline. I don't think the play of you wrapping around like all the way back here and being annoying is bad. It's high risk because you're probably going to get a lot of attention on you, but you don't even have recall, so this play is just not even possible anymore. So the best thing you probably could have done is just sat here and waited and did nothing.
Yeah, like jiggle peek wall and then just like see where they are and see if that's even where they're pushing still. That makes sense.
Alright, so retake here. Right? I'm just not even gonna look at them, right? You know what the retake situation is, right? Where are they probably gonna be?
On cart.
And
it's not on cart, high ground.
High ground. Right? So, cart and high ground, that's what you can expect. What do you need to do as Tracer?
Well, I think here I had touch.
Yep.
So I touched cart.
That's fine.
And then I recalled, wait for my team to get there. And then after my team is on cart fighting, I need to go harass high ground.
Yep.
If they're on the high ground.
Yep, perfect. Nailed it. Right? If you have to touch, you touch, and if you don't, you go high ground. And you get nuked. Anything to learn from this? Let's see. I mean, you're just in. I mean, do you have to touch here? No, your Sig's on point. I don't know, maybe this is just bad comms, because maybe you just didn't know if your Sig had card or not, but...
So, right here, I blinked to that corner because I wasn't sure where the pulse, or where the bomb was. I thought it was, like, right where the trash thing is, and if I hid there, I wouldn't die to it. That's what I thought. But then again, I'm dead to Soj anyways, so, like, I should have just hid behind the generator in front of my face.
This is kind of all you have, to be honest. Yeah. Nothing too much to go deep in there. You should have just been on generator. You had to bring your recall early.
I thought Soj was gonna kill me if I had went on generator. That's why.
Well, I mean, she's definitely gonna kill you if you're out in the open.
Yeah.
Like this is worse than
yeah
generator. So at least at least you can maybe play off of this, right? LOS the Soj and maybe harass Brig. That's just kind of a panic, but I think we full hold here. Yeah. So I think your bullet management isn't too bad. Your blinks seem okay. If we get really good at kick-ass at Tracer, we can go into like dark blinks and whatnot. But the biggest thing I would say is just setting up on the off angle and just knowing when to just chill and knowing when to go in. Going in is very simple. It's just like if you see a target you can easily kill because of a lack of HP, because of a distraction from your front line, because of an important cooldown that's used, go in. I didn't see a lot of issues that where I'm like, I didn't see a lot of issues where it's like, oh, we really should have been in this moment, right? I think most of the issues where we should not have been in this moment, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw an issue of like what you're talking about is like not being confident and taking the 1v1. The only thing I would say is maybe going for that blink melee on the Sojourn on the end of the first point or the start of the first point. But other than that, I think you're doing fine. So
I think the confidence thing comes from like my other heroes like Genji. The only character that I really have confidence in is Widow.
Really? You're not confident in your Genji at all?
No, I'm not. Like, I'm, like, confident in, like, what I have, but, like, I feel like I'm not a mechanical demon. So, like, not that I have to be, but, like, I feel like most of my Genji is, like, good because of, like, the time that I have on him and, like, I play, like, really smart, I feel like.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right? I mean, like, yeah, of course you want kick-ass mechanics, right? But it's, like... You can't, like, I think aim training helps somewhat, but... I'm
gonna be honest, I've never aim trained in my life for anything.
I don't aim train either. I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest.
I play Osu if I'm gonna train anything.
I think just playing the game, like, you gotta stop worrying about your mechanics. Just play the game and they'll come with time.
Okay.
And the biggest thing to I would say mechanics is like you got to stop thinking about it in perspective of just your arm. Okay? Your left hand is just as important as your right hand. And what I mean by that is if you're moving in a way that makes shots so hard to hit, why are you getting mad at your lack of aim? It's your ability to move better that's bad, right? Also, it's like when you choose to shoot, right? It's the same thing with the tracer pulse bomb. Why are we shooting when it's really hard to shoot when we could wait half of a second for them to jump and hit that shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's more to aiming than just moving your mouse. And I think a lot of people get stuck up on that and like there's like I'm just not good at aiming. It's like there's a lot of shit. And like yes, your right hand is very important, but like don't fucking tunnel on your right hand and don't think that just because you are not fucking an Overwatch League aimer that you can't like get good at the game. Like that should not be a confidence breaker for you.
I'd say it's not really aim. It's more like I don't know. I think it's like production. Like I just feel like yeah, I'd say like when I play games, like I feel like I'm not like stats don't mean really anything, but like I feel like if you took a look, like if I'm at halftime, I'm taking a look at my stats right now and I'm like discouraged. Like that's like the biggest thing I think. Like like you saw what it was on Tracer. Like it wasn't like a bad half, but like I look at myself at 4 and 5k damage, and I'm like, damn, I'm really not doing good.
So do you know what this comes from? The okay, here's your thing. That 5 is high because it that 5 is high because we just made bad decisions as Tracer. We went in without recall and we went in on the front line. If you didn't do those things, you would have 3 less deaths. 3 less deaths. So now you're positive KD, right? Second of all, right? You just need I think that if you didn't go from the front line and die those 3 times, you would be there for the cleanup fights and you would get those fake elims for tickling someone to death and your brain would be stimulated because we are stupid like that. I'll be honest with you. That 5k damage is what matters. That's pressure. DPS create pressure, right? Then kills come. The only reason you don't have 8 or 9 kills is because in the cleanup phase of the fight, when we won the team fight, you died. Right? Like let's just go back. Like let's just go back, right? Look at this. Like good tracers have high kills because they're there for the cleanup, right? We're just gonna look at this from a third person perspective here, right? This fight here, right? We talked about this. You're never gonna get a 2v1 on Brig, right? That's fine. You earned 3 kills right there. You didn't get them in your fucking stupid monkey brain numbers. I fall for this too. Don't feel bad. I'm not dogging on you because of you feel emotionally attached to the scoreboard or your rank. I know it's easier said than done. I struggle with that. I'm saying it because I get pissed that I fall for it. I'm kind of self-inserting, right?
Yeah.
But like stupid monkey brain goes, huh? I didn't get any kills this fight. Yes, you did. You killed 3 people by yourself, right? And then right here, right? Like, you know, you missed the cleanup. Whatever. Let's move to the next fight, right? Next fight, you get your recall force really early and you die, right? You kill the diva here. Do you know what happens if you don't die here?
I'm technically 4-0.
Yeah, no, I mean, technically you're 4-0, but not even, now you're going to be now you're going to be practically, you're going to have 2 kills on the scoreboard here, because guess what? They don't have a tank, right? So now, if you just live here, what's your Sig doing right now?
Pressuring from
pushing up and killing this diva. So when this diva dies, then you're gonna get another kill on maybe the server or maybe this thing. Like, look at all these low HP targets that are gonna unravel ourselves to us in a minute here, right? This Ana rotated. This rotation wouldn't have happened if we're pressuring, because it's like there's all these things that like we would get higher numbers if we're just alive, right? It doesn't matter.
That makes sense because I feel like in like. Even when I'm playing characters like Mei and I'm playing like... That's the reason I think I'm so confident in my Widow. Because like I see myself getting the kills on Widow. Like that makes sense then.
Yeah. It's just like...
Because like I'm seeing myself... Like I'm always killing their Widow every fight. Like that's at least 1 kill. And then I'll maybe get more. Like, but like in general, like I'm doing my job by getting that opening kill. But like when I'm playing other
Genji
characters,
Tracer,
I don't have that.
It's hard because I mean, Genji Tracer can't one-shot. Genji Tracer can't get a kill by themselves most of the time, right? Like
Genji in small scenarios.
In a
Like you can
vacuum,
like get one shot combo.
in a vacuum, yes, but when Brig exists, you just get one armor pack thrown on your target and
Right.
you cry, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So what you're there for is the cleanup. You're there for the mistake. That's what you're there for. And if you're there for when you're pressuring rewards a kill on the front line because you're harassing the back line, then your Sigma walks forward, gets the Ana half HP, then you one clip the Ana because she's half HP, and then you one clip the Brig, and now you have your 2 kills, right? And it's just the needless deaths, right? You win the team fight and then you die, if that makes sense.
That does make sense, yeah.
And because you're not there to clean up, you're like, oh, I'm 4 and 5. I'm like, well, yeah, you're 4 and 5.
That's literally it. Yeah. Wow.
3, 2, 1. Attackers engaged.
You know, you should have played Wrecking Ball during Sombra Tracer meta in Overwatch 1. You would have learned to not appreciate the scoreboard. It's hard, but like you understand like that. Does that like make you feel better? Like
yeah.
all like like, you're a good player. You did not throw. I don't think. From what I saw, you did not throw. You just died in the moments where you get kills, right? You won the team fight because of the distraction and pressure, but you died in the moment where you get kills.
That makes sense.
So, we're playing
So I'm
Genji.
curious. I'm curious about the Genji, yeah, because like that was one of the things my coach genuinely had nothing to tell me, like about like nothing to get better at. Like they said, like maybe slight micro, but
okay. Well, so basically, I think Genji's fine. I would probably play Tracer Echo, or Genji Tracer, just because I think Tracer is really good on this map. Because what you want is off angles, right? Off angle pressure. The only person in the game who can really get here and stay here is Tracer, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a Winston jump on this high ground and then force them back, and then you have a Tracer to catch and just pressure them while they kite here, while the Winston's Tesla canning up, it's bad, right? It sucks. But the Genji, you're really just going to be looking for frontline engagements, so or slight off angles. So I think you following up with your Winston here is good.
Just having to take space and looking for next target. That was the goal.
Good. I like you holding this high ground as long as you can.
I think it was something here. I heard the Sojourn slide, and then I knew it was a free target to go on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I saw that you saw the Sojourn. I considered dashing, but our Winston just used bubble and our Brig's purple. I don't know our Brig's purple, but I know our Winston doesn't have bubble, and if I dash on that Sojourn on the right, it's gonna be bad.
That's why it was like, can we go? And then I kind of was just like, I'll just go by myself.
And then you see the Sojourn. I would have gone on her immediately. Like, this is just wasted time because it gives her an opportunity to get her slide back. Like,
so yeah, so that right there is exactly what I mean about like, I see something, and that's something that I could take a 1v1 on, but I'm asking my team, like, Soj has no slide, can we go? Instead of just going by myself. That's a thing.
Okay. Well, you identified a problem, and we have a solution. What's the solution?
Just taking, like,
just
those duels if I see them. Yeah.
Right? Now, like, but you need to understand, right? Like, when you can take these solo duels, right? And it's pretty basic reason you can take this duel here. Why can you take this duel? Why is this a 1v1 and not a 3v1?
Because the team is engaging on high ground.
Sure.
And everyone's going to be looking at high ground.
But it's a really easy, it's even easier than that. I'm going to click one
so
button.
It's just in a really bad position.
Why is it a bad position?
Because she's alone, and like where we came from, her supports are on like
line of sight. That's it. Who's gonna heal her? No one.
Nobody.
So just go, right? Very simple, right? And I'm glad you go, right? That's fine. Good job.
And then we look for next target.
Yep. Good pressure here. Nice. Good timing. Nice. I honestly think that, by the way, just like a team thing, maybe you can, or Pineco's in here, actually. I don't like diving front high ground. unless they have a DPS up there. But if they just have a D.Va up there, honestly, I like setting up as like a Winston over here. Because the D.Va can't really boost her on the backline. She can't really pressure her backline too much. And then the dive back here is really easy. I think it's okay to dive up here.
I think we saw the D.Va and we, like, at least I thought, like, okay, we can dive for pressure because D.Va isn't going to kill us up here. Because we have our supports main, and we could just take this space and see if we can force them to make a mistake positioning or force them to use cooldowns.
Because, like, this D.Va wins this engagement. This D.Va wins this engagement right now. And honestly, I would have just, like, the only reason I jump up here is if Sojourn's up here. If Sojourn...
we were rotating our supports to high ground.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of... This was really scary to watch when I was scrimming. But, like, as a Winston player, I would not have jumped this high ground. As soon as I see this, I would not have really jumped this high ground. Why? I'm not getting any value out of diving the D.Va. Right? Because D.Va just beats me in the 1v1. And I probably would have dived, like, corner here to stage for backline and either, one, force the D.Va to boost her on me and just, like, I could bubble her off and then, like, really good angle. Or two, just they ignore me because I'm not a threat yet and then dive backline. But I think you played that fight well. I don't really have any complaints here. I don't think you wasted dash. I didn't see a wasted deflect. You could have gone on that Soj sooner. Right, just go. Get the kill. Timing maybe is a little scuffed there, just in case. Like, you did go first, technically. But they looked at your monkey, so no problem there. Now, you need to be on cart here. I'm sorry. You should be on cart here.
I heard after, yeah.
Your Echo should be the one that's poking, and you don't want your support on cart. The only reason I would be up here is if I had Blade.
So I think I was trying to farm it quick. Because we were pretty close to Nano, and I was, like, pretty close to Blade as well.
So let me ask you this, right? What's a DPS's job? Do you know?
Well, kill things, but...
Kill things, right. And how do we kill things? With pressure, right?
Yeah.
So, what are the two types of pressure?
You have...
Said them earlier.
I forgot.
Okay, well, what is a DPS's job? The first one you said kill things. So what's the first kind of pressure?
Pressuring, like
kill pressure.
Kill pressure.
Right?
Okay.
I will kill you if you do not look at me, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the second pressure?
Oh, map control.
Map pressure, right? On this point of the map, without Blade, do you have kill pressure? Is this your effective range?
No.
No.
So it's spamming for no reason, which is why Echo should be there.
Yeah, Echo is going to get more kill pressure by spamming up here. You are contributing, like, little kill pressure here. So, the kill pressure that you would be contributing up here is worse than the cart pressure that we could be putting on, right?
That makes sense, yeah.
Right? And it's the same thing with Tracer. If you were playing Tracer, if you're up here, is your kill pressure
what am I
doing? Right? You're nothing, right? And this is really hard to take solo because, like, the Brig will just camp you out here. So it sucks. So the most pressure you can put on the enemy team is the cart, right? And, like, if you're farming Blade, it's okay, but, like, I just feel like you're too far away from Blade to, like, really warrant that. So you're just in an awful position there. I mean, not, like, awful as in, like, you're feeding, but you're just not doing anything.
Like, not maximizing what I could be doing. Like, the team. Yeah.
Okay, let me slow this down. So for some reason our team plays low ground. Okay. I don't mind that deflect, but we can't go in now. So we're just playing for cart. I think Pinecone is stupid and said, hey guys, can we force cart as a team when we have a Genji to do that?
Hey. And I did say that, but hey.
So you're just kind of doing what you can. I would rush this Soj. I mean, we just indecisive here. Be decisive here. Like, fine, kill your Genji, kill the Genji, go cart, right? Just go cart.
Yeah, I'm
okay. You hear Sojourn, go Sojourn. She's on low ground, right? This is your effective range. You can go on this, right? Fine. Pressure out this D.Va. That's good. Mana Blade. Okay. A little scuff, but we make it work.
That's wrong way.
Yeah, I think. Little scary if we fuck up that dash. That was low key. Was that a slider? I feel like you got a slider there. I need to see. See if he gets the height. Oh, yeah, you did slide. You got very lucky. It's okay. Good blade. I think that, now, okay, actually, I know why this is a good blade. Do you know why this is a good blade?
3 isolated squishy targets.
No. Yes and no.
Okay.
Why? Okay.
Putting a lot of pressure on those 3.
This is a good blade because they don't fuck you over. Why would you get fucked over?
Sleep.
Sleep?
Slide.
Nade?
Bash.
Slide? Bash? Exactly. Why do they not have them?
Because they use them on our Primal Winston.
Yep. That's it, right there. Your Winston just went in. So, again, as long as you're aware of that, this is a good blade. We almost fuck it up, but we don't, so it's good blade. Good blade. Now, like, you know, just be aware of those things. Good chase, good spray. Always gotta spray. And, like, we should probably... Should we be on cart here? Where's cart? Ah, wrong button. Where's cart? Yeah, we don't really need to be on cart. Yeah, our Echo can be on cart from here, because she can still poke. So you're fine here. Play your effective range. Good pressure. I don't love that you dashed on this D.Va, honestly.
I think I dashed because of the Genji. I wasn't sure how low the Genji was, and I thought he would commit. I didn't see him jump off.
I mean, so even then, it's like...
if I dashed up and hit the Genji, then...
Unless you're just Himothy, like, I'm not killing a Genji consistently with cooldowns and support, you know? Or pressuring him, really.
It was kind of like a gamble dash, kind of like seeing, like,
hoping
okay,
if
they use these... Yeah, basically. Like, it was like I dashed through 2 people, and then if Genji dies, then I get another dash reset.
I think this is just a situation. Like, if that was like your thought process, like, understandable. You were wrong and you lost the gamble. Happens. But like, as soon as this D.Va boosters off cart, right? Who's gonna touch the cart?
True.
Right. Now
I wasn't aware. Yeah,
who's gonna step up to the plate and 1v1 you? You know. Like, that's where you eat, right? Like, Genji, I would say, has a higher chance of winning the 2v1 versus Sprig. In Ana. So, like,
sure.
And, like, if you stay here and are disciplined, then you also kill the Sojourn, right, on this high ground, who's now a threat. I would not have chased the high ground, to be honest. Like, Genji is not the target we want to be diving. D.Va's not the target we want to be diving. We want to be diving Soj and a Brig, and I know you wanted the gamble dash, you just didn't get it. Brig.
Yeah, she popped
nice
out on me.
Okay, let me go back with their team. Yeah. I think that a lot more opportunities would present themselves if we just played cart pressure there. I don't think, like, again, like, it's kind of the same thing as Tracer, to be honest. It's just like, you will find opportunities by just sitting on the payload. Instead, we had a lot of situations where we were just up here and poking, and then we got purpled and railed, and then we were up here, and, like, we just got lost in the sauce because we were like, my entire team's on cart, which is stupid. In that situation, if your entire team's on cart, then I would look to do the opposite, right? Because if no one's creating kill pressure, then someone needs to. If no one's creating cart pressure, someone needs to, right? You just kind of fill that area. Just do the opposite of what your team is doing, really. Okay, so this is okay. I don't know if I would have used dash. This is just like, why do you dash?
Let me watch it back one more time. Okay, so I'm kind of lining them up and kind of just like getting a reset again. But honestly, like I did it just so I wouldn't be like, I see my whole team behind that wall, right? And I'm like, okay, I want to be with my team. And then I dash to be with my team as well as hitting 2 targets.
Why do you want to be with your team as Genji?
Because the way that I was playing in my old team was pretty much glued to the tank at all times.
That's
so
wrong.
Wherever the tank was, I was, and that's like kind of how it was.
You want to be in proximity of your tank. You do not want to be glued to your tank. That is a wasted opportunity, right? Like this, like again, like I think I said this in the scrim. An off angle does not mean a flank, right? This right here, right? Let's look at this. So this D.Va chases right here. You are right next to your tank.
And I'm also, you have an off angle. And I could put pressure behind a wall too, and I'm not in threat at all.
You don't need to be here. You are glued to your tank right now. That's fine. But you don't need to be glued to your tank, literally, right? You could be next to them, but you don't need to be on them, right? And if this is an ult charge dash, I'm like, you get more ult charge by just right-clicking this D.Va right here.
I didn't get any.
Yeah, like you just sit right here and you right-click this D.Va, and you're fine. Don't be glued to your tank. Take an angle, right? And angles don't have to be deep, right? Like literally, like I just showed you, like right here. Your Winston's here. You're right here. That's an off angle, right? Let's say you're playing this corner right here. Your Winston's playing this corner right here, and there's a D.Va here. That's an off angle. You're right next to your tank, but you're on a different angle. You're on the high ground, and the Winston's on that bubble. That's an off angle. You're right next to your Winston, right? It doesn't have to be a gargantuanly large flank. It just don't be on the same angle. Nice dash. Okay, your Winston's in. Didn't need that deflect. Maybe it was it for the rail, maybe?
I think it was the... Let me watch it one more time. It's to save my Ana, I thought. No, it wasn't. I have no idea.
I think that both plays here are fine, though. Like, force out the D.Va here with your team, or go backline with your Winston, because he just committed bubble on the Soldier. Right? Both are fine.
I think I realized how bad of the deflect it was, and I canceled it instantly.
Low-key might blade these guys. But you get the staggers, so it works out. Nice dash.
Capabilities. Hello.
We got a full comp swap here.
Yeah. So, like, again, we set up really poorly for this fight. We have so much time to be doing something.
Yeah, and I'm just not. I could be setting up top right.
And, like, again, right? How far is this from your tank?
Not far.
Not far, right? Both of these are fine, right?
I thought
you could even be here. You could even be, like, right here.
I like, I think I like playing in the middle when things like this happen, because I feel like I can dash like easier to either side depending on which side we want to go to.
Ooh.
I didn't know where a lot of them were going to be coming out from. So if I'm playing more right side and then they all came out left side, or maybe like it is right now, right? Like 3 squishies on left side and then the tank and the BAP on the right. Like I couldn't really process where to dive, or maybe not so much me, but like Pinecone can't. Pinecone sees 3 squishy targets and it's like, ooh, let's jump. But like I can't jump.
Why do you want to use your dash from middle?
So I can go to either side.
Okay, sure. But I think that it's just better for you to stuff this side or this side.
Okay.
because you can still use dash to get to the other side. Right?
Can I? So if I'm sitting at the top right and they're on the left side like there is right now, like they had OC and we knew they only had OC. So I thought, okay, they're gonna OC from an angle that's far away from us. We just have to locate the Sojourn and jump. But my thought was, if I go to the right and then they OC me, I have Blade and we have Nano Blade this fight. So this could be like bad if she just kills me before I even go. And also I need to play in line of sight with Ana. So that's why I liked being in the middle there, because I had the Nano Blade. And I was like, okay, I can see where everybody is. I can see which side to go on better. And my Ana can nano me anytime.
So if you're playing for the Nano Blade, I think that middle is okay. But if you don't have to play this, you could just play this. I think this is just better still. It's a slightly different angle. And also, with this blade, you took too long. Like, if you're going to Nano Blade, you want to hit them fast and hard. Do not let them set up. But, like, watch this fight from the third person here. Right now, there's squishies to the left we could kill with the blade, right? They're all really grouped up. They're all really grouped up. They're all really grouped up. Then they get a Mei wall, right? And at that point, you took too long, because now they're going to force our Winston out. Yes or not. But their Sojourn got time to set up an off angle on their back line. And then their BAP didn't die. And then our Winston isn't helping you with these kills because he got forced by wall and he has to stay in his bubble. Like, this just took too long.
That makes sense.
Right? I think that even if you want to play main here, that's fine, but, like, I Blade now.
Okay.
Right? Like, let's see.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Let me see from your POV, like, if we see any Blade targets. Because this also could just be bad scouting because we're main. If we're top right, we can see who we want to Blade. We see Mei. She has Cryo. Yeah, this is just bad scouting. I see BAP, I go. 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 Like, I think that we could have bladed the left side, maybe, and gotten a kill with our Winston, but we didn't see them because we were in a bad scouting spot, which should be up here, right? And then, especially when we see this Baptiste main, we need to go. Like, we don't know where BAP is, don't know where BAP is. I see him healing. Now I see him in person. I go. But you let Pinecone drop to, like, 150 HP before we nano blade.
That makes sense, yeah. That makes sense.
And then you get booped.
Lucio is so low there.
Do we cap this? I think we do, right? No, we don't.
I don't remember.
We don't cap this fight here, no.
Oh, not this fight, yeah. Okay, this is a good angle, right? And your tank is on the opposite side, so it's not a big deal. This is a great angle. Love this. Good. Don't glue to your tank, right? That's an off angle. Right? If your tank's here, and you're here, good off angle. That's fine. Ooh. You're looking for Soj here.
Yeah. I would have just been screaming. So, like, this is kind of the situation where, like, see how far this ram is?
Yeah, very far up, yeah.
He's punishable.
They were doing this a lot, too, yeah.
How do we punish this?
Just diving on him with Monkey Bubble, and then we can just, like...
Yeah. You don't even need to dive.
We have our whole team here.
Yeah, just shoot him. Right? Then it's a 4v1. So, like, you could just, like, yell at your monkey, yo, ram star forward. Right? Bubble him off. And then the Sojourn goes in a shitty angle. You get that. Your supports do a good job dealing with backline. And then you're stuck back here on the ram. I mean, yeah, this is fine. Your Winston catches out the Soj on the left.
Force B, I think, like, bomb the play back. Yeah, they play in tough, obviously.
The dash. Kill the ram. Just push point, and then maybe full cap. Okay.
I guess I could have deflected that, but I always forget that you can deflect Mei. Those grabs I'm usually good with because I just predict them, but
Just the dash. Deflect here. Honestly, I don't think you need this dash.
this is the one after the Baptiste.
Yeah, like the Soj is right here. You know?
Yeah, that was kind of like a misplay. I meant to dash on the Soj because I was nanoed, so I thought I could just like one-shot her, but I just messed up my dash.
Even if you don't mess up the dash here, it's like I wouldn't have dashed. Because
So I don't need to.
Like, you dash on targets not for the damage, you dash on them to get close. And I mean, yes, if you can get the one shot just like by dashing on someone, like great, right? Like right click, dash to get the kill, confirm, reset your dash. Perfect, right? Do that all day. But if you're here on 2 targets, right? Like you've probably had this situation. You dash on top of someone, right? And they're stacked and you insta kill them, right? Dash, right click, insta kill. And then you immediately dash on the next target, and then they don't die. That is bad, right? It should be dash on top of a target, insta-kill, and then shoot them. Shoot the next target, and then dash to clean up the kill. Because if for some reason they have a mobility cooldown, you can chase them. If you get forced out, you can run away, right? And if you... and the time to kill isn't that different, because it's like, okay, cool, if I hit the fat right-click, the 3-man right-click, and then dash, it's the same as me dashing and then hitting the 3-man right-click. The TTK is the same, but at least you can have more choice in whether or not you want to use that dash for the kill or for the escape or for the chase, versus if you start with the dash, you're just, I'm going to kill you or I'm going to
that makes sense, yeah.
Don't burn this dash here if you're already on top of your target.
I feel like I have a bad habit to dashing to kill a lot. Like if I'm not in like dash range to kill somebody, I won't use dash.
Yeah. And if you're in dash range, right? Dash. But if you're out of dash range, but you also gotta say this, out of dash range is point blank for you. I want you to kind of think about it like that. Don't dash on someone you're already on top of. Right? It's like, why would you blink as Tracer if you're like already on top of them? You don't really need to like triple blink on someone, right?
True. Yeah.
Like,
okay.
So use the triple blink if you're gonna get a kill for the triple blink, right? I don't know if that was the greatest analogy, but I think you understood that.
No, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you don't want to like dash in front of someone's face, like if you can just
unless
kill them
you'll
without
kill. Yeah, unless you'll kill them, right? If the dash is the finishing piece, right? You've already got them low. Dash them. Why not? Right? You'll get it back. But if they're full HP and you're already on top of them, shoot them first and then make a decision to kill confirm with dash and get that reset, or escape.
The only time it's really like okay to do that if they're full HP is if my team's brawling them, right? In like Queen comp.
Even then, no.
Okay. Like if they're like in Queen comp, right? Like say we're running like a Queen mirror, and we hit a knife or we hit a hammer, and I just like dash through everybody, like. That's like what I usually do in Queen comp, and then I get another dash reset, and I get to dash again through people.
Well, yeah, if you can, like I said, if you could confirm the kill with the dash because you get the reset, that's fine.
Well, at that point, it's not confirming the kill; it's like just getting them so freaking low to the point where like they would have to react instantly to like save the person. Like if I'm talking like they get hit with a knife and a hammer, like, and also my dash. Like it's not finishing the queen, but like it's like getting them so freaking low. Like I usually do that, and then at the same time, I usually do that because Queen comp, like especially in New Junk City, where they play really like Queen comps are usually played like really close, right? Like both teams are close together. So I feel like if I'm dashing through them, I kind of create a very dangerous, but like also an off angle behind them because they're not looking behind because they're looking at the queen. Lucio speeding into their face with a hammer and shout.
I mean, to me, it's just like that. Just is a decision you need to make. Then, if it works well for you, it's like great. But just know it's like if they Suzu that, then now you just don't have dash, and now that they're in a position without Suzu and you don't have dash, now you can't capitalize off of the fact that they don't have Suzu. You know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's just a decision you need to make. I am going to dash through the enemy team, knowing that there's probably a 30% chance this grants a kill, and if not, it will force Suzu. And now I'm going to be on an off angle where either one, they stabilize off the Suzu, and then I'm gonna get target focus and die, or two, even though they Suzu'd, my team is still pushing forward and we win. It's just kind of a case-by-case kind of deal, I would think, because it would be like, it can work out for you, or you could just end up feeding. I think that it would probably, like, if the dash, like, if a queen is in a position where you getting 50 damage on her, because, like, you're literally dealing 50, maybe let's just say 70 damage because of right-click dash, right? You dealing 70 damage to a queen would cause her to die. I think that the queen is already gonna get Suzu forced by her own mistake or someone else's play. Right? Okay. And the dash is more of just an ult charge and a pressure thing. And so it's just, you just have to make a decision in game of like, is this dash going to be the reason for forcing Suzu, or were they already going to get Suzu forced? And then if the answer to that is yes, if I dash here, this will be the reason it'll force Suzu, that's a good trade.
It gets value. Yeah.
Right? But if it's like, if I dash on this queen and she overpeaked a corner. Let's just say she overpeaked a corner and she took 200 burst damage and they Suzu'd and then they stabilized behind the corner. And then you dash, right? It's like the queen probably will be able to stabilize on corner. And now you just don't have dash in a situation where the enemy team doesn't have Suzu, where you could maybe look to put pressure on someone who gets low with dash. It's just, it's a tough game, I would say, in that circumstance. I don't have a guaranteed answer for you. It would probably just be a situation by situation thing.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
But notes for you, this VOD review. I want to say, so Tracer, right? We gotta stop going in from the front, right? You did that too many times. Right?
Oh my god, I'm going insane.
Stop going in from the front.
I wrote some of my own here. I'll put some too.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, if you already wrote your insane.
Why are you going insane?
Why are they putting me in these lobbies?
I don't know. Never engage from the front. Yeah. I wouldn't say never play frontline Tracer. I would say frontline Tracer has its places. It's just frontline Tracer means you have to play behind your tank. Behind your tank.
With cover.
Yeah, with cover. Okay. Right? Because it's like, you know, if we're, for example, right, like just the same thing with Genji. Right, if we were just go back on that Genji team fight with, you know, your Winston on third point, right, and you were right-clicking the D.Va and then you dashed into the D.Va and got purpled. You remember that fight?
Yeah.
You were frontlining as Genji, quote-unquote, right? You were right next to your tank. You weren't on a flank. You were just on a tiny off angle, right? If you're on the same place as Tracer, that's completely okay, right? Okay. I would maybe be looking to set up backline, but if you're in that spot because someone's marking you left side or whatever, like, that's fine. Right, that's quote-unquote frontline Tracer, but you're not in front of your tank and you're behind cover, right?
Okay.
So, there's places for it, like on Suravasa, right? For example, like Suravasa, or no, not Suravasa, Esperanza. My bad, Esperanza, the push map. Your tank could be taking a trade on the right side where the robot is, and then maybe you're taking a slight off angle on the further right of right side and using those pillars as cover. And, like, yes, you're on the front line. You're not on a flank. You're not on a completely different angle. But you're still in an off angle, and you're still frontlining, and you're not in the worst place possible.
Okay. That makes sense, yeah.
Cart pressure, sit payload. I would just maybe, like, add a note to the cart pressure thing. I would just say, put cart pressure if kill pressure, is not greater, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Right, because if you can put more kill pressure than cart pressure, then you should, you know, probably be looking for that
doing
kill
that
pressure,
yeah
right?
So like second half of that second point.
Yeah, second half of that second point, like when we kill them and we stuff them at the choke, right, you can just hug the doors. You have so much kill pressure there, you don't need to be on.
So what are some other map examples of like a time where I wouldn't sit cart?
So a time where I would sit cart Dorado first point, right?
Okay.
I would sit cart until the cart is underneath bridge, in which I'm in range to dash people and help my Winston, right?
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
No, another example, right? Dorado second point, right? You know how supports usually play on that back end of the high ground, like the way back, right?
Yes.
It's not worth it for you to dash on the close high ground and then brute force your way all the way up, right?
Right, yeah, because
So-
you're losing value.
Exactly, and it's
also
like,
just
do you
easy to
really
die.
want to be taking, like, you could take a trade with a Diva or a Winston, right?
But like an Echo could go up to that top right of second and then pressure from way farther with like
Exactly.
stickies and left clicks. Yeah, that makes
While
sense.
you're putting cart pressure, right? And then like another example, like I can just say, let me look at all of the maps on Google. Let me see Google Overwatch maps.
But like, so say like staying on Dorado, like Dorado third point, would that be like, I know like as we're getting like we get closer and things get really tight, but like say if we're like at the beginning of that third point, is that a scenario where I'd play up or would I play cart?
You could do either, really.
Okay.
So like for example, let's say you don't want to be glued to your tank. You want to be next to your tank, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if let's say our tank forces top right, you don't want to be also forcing top right. That's not a lot of pressure as Genji, right? You don't really have a lot of abilities or raw mouse one pressure to just brute force your way through top right.
Mm-hmm.
So in that situation, your kill threat is really low, so force card.
Okay. But
Right?
then if we're getting like closer to the middle or the end where I can take that high ground.
Yeah, I wouldn't even take the high
and,
ground.
like,
I would go to
look
their
jump
spawn.
over.
I would just like go to that little door near their spawn and just play close, right?
By high ground I mean like the you know like the bridge that goes out towards like the middle of the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I mean, like jumping up and down over that wall, and then looking for kill opportunities with my Winston as the cart pushes under that bridge.
Yeah, I would do both. Yeah, that's great. Like do both. It's like just sit on cart, throw shurikens, and then as soon as you see an opportunity where the kill, like the pressure that you created on cart results in the front line outputting more kill pressure, right? And crumbling, then you see, oh, right now, if I were to go for kill pressure, I would actually get a kill. Then you go.
Okay.
Right? You juggle.
That makes sense, yeah.
Right? Because basically, when you're on cart, two things happen. One, they ignore you and you get a shit ton of cart progress. Or two, you get some attention, which leads to a vulnerability on the front line, which then either allows you to ditch the cart and then go help the front line by either contributing directly to the front line or going back line, or someone drops on cart, you take the 1v1 or leave, and then all of a sudden it's a 4v5 on high ground.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Why can't Overwatch website? Why I swear Overwatch maps.
Yeah.
Overwatch 2, I swear you could go onto their website and look at all the maps. Anyway, I'm just think like one more, like Gibraltar. Oh, that's a great one. Gibraltar first point as Tracer, right? It's really hard for you to stage for dives on first point because the only ways you can go are from the front, right? You can take that staircase on the right near spawn, and you're going to be right in front of them, right? Or you can wrap around on the left where that dome is and still be in front of them with a large sightline. So the best thing you do there is Tracer, push cart,
stick cart
underneath bridge, and then as soon as they give you attention, you're all of a sudden behind them because you pushed it all the way underneath the bridge. Right?
That makes sense,
and even if your team loses the fight, because you push cart underneath bridge, now you're set up for the next fight, and you just set up, and now you're behind them. Because now you can take the room behind them with the mini room and be ready for your Winston.
That makes sense, yeah. Okay.
Malice, hop in the
Alright.
Scrum channel.
I gotta go, fellas. I'll post this on my YouTube video. And yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
No worries. Good VOD, man. Hello?